Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear us. I hope you can see us. It's Steven Jensen, and I am here in person on video with Jessi Davin. It has been a long time. Jessi, we're going to talk about everything you've been going through. We're going to get to all
Don't
the
even ask me how
sad
I'm
and
doing.
I was about to. That's how I normally start it, right? I'm always like, Jessi, how you doing? And it's like I know where this is heading, so like we're first and foremost, before we get into anything, I want to thank everybody who's already sent donations, everybody who's sent super chats, anything. Any money that y'all send during this stream today is me and Jessi. As y'all know, we normally split all the money that we make on the channel. Today, it is all going directly to Jessi and her family to help, obviously, with the medical bills and with the holidays and all that stuff. So, like, I want y'all to know if you had any reservations where you're thinking, like, maybe I'll just send it another way because I don't want them to split it for this wants to go to Jessi. This is all going to Jessi. I want to make that really clear off the top. So anything you send will go to Jessi and her family. And we're doing this is something I wanted to do for pretty much the last month, but it was hard with Jessi in the hospital. Like she was a lot of the time she was completely out of commission. There were sometimes we got like pockets of being able to talk to each other, and it was one of those things where like it just made the most sense right now. Jesse's home. Things are on more of a higher note than they were over the last month, and there's a lot of good stuff that happened over the last month too. A lot of really cool people reaching out, a lot of really cool messages, and a lot of really some silver linings here, even though it was a terrible situation. So it's one of these things where I want to say that all up front, let y'all know, and we don't know how long we're gonna go today. We don't know what all we're gonna get into, but like I want Jessi to obviously whatever she's comfortable talking about. I know there's a lot of people here that want to hear what you have to say and how you've been because people have been keeping up on Twitter and doing the best they can to show you love and show you support. So, Jessi, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm gonna cry, by the way. So just, I'll definitely start crying soon. My cat's over here. I'm like petting her. I'm like, she's gonna bite me. But first I want to say thank you, like from the bottom of my heart to everybody. I am blown away by the love, the support, the encouragement from not just like anybody with a blue check mark. Like, sure, that's pretty cool, but like people from everywhere, every walk of the IWC, everybody was sending me love and sending me support. And it meant so much to me. Like, I'll get into it, but it was pretty serious quite a few times. And there were times when I didn't want to fight anymore. And, you know, obviously my kids are the number one reason I want to fight. And, you know, I just kept thinking about them. And then all of a sudden it would make me sad to think about them because I had been gone for 39 days and I can't see them, which I'll get into. It tore me apart. So when I would get emotional about that, I would look at the videos, I would look at the messages, I would look at the support that I was getting, and it would help me fight. And it's life-saving. Love is life-saving. Like, love can save your life. And I learned through this how, I know it sounds so corny and cheesy, but love is so powerful. It's so powerful. Kindness is so powerful. Like, it is so easy to be a total asshole on Twitter for no reason because you're anonymous and people don't really know who you are. But to take that little bit, it doesn't take that much more effort to be kind. It has such a long-lasting impact on you in such a positive way. And, like, that is what I have learned the most. Like, love is so damn powerful, and it's so easy to spread it. If it's easy to hate, it's easy to love. And, like, man, all I want to do is just, like, be so grateful now. Like, holy cow, because it was a lot, and I just want to, like, thank everyone. I know, Bryce, oh, my cat's eating my lunch. Oh, look, my cat ate my lunch. Oh, sorry. I'm
Oh my
sorry.
god, that's hilarious. You were just talking about, like, before we went live, she was sitting there petting her cat. She's like, I'm so happy my cat's here just hanging out with me, help me through this. And the cat's sitting there eating the food.
I needed that.
Because you made me cry, by the way, while we were doing this, so.
I know. Like, um, some people have reached out um, before the stream. Chris, thank you so much. Brian, thank you. Marty, thank you. And everybody just, oh my gosh, you guys. Jackie, thank you. Matt, Vincent, Joe, JJ, Kenny, thank you so much. Like, I am so beyond grateful for all of the love and support. And my cat is an asshole. That is like such like, look at this.
Yep, just hanging out. Not even paying attention. Just ate your food and just looking the other way now. Licking her lips.
Jerk. You meanie. Anyways. Yeah, so I guess I should kind of get into what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Because just so for people to know, the last time me and Jessi did a show, and it's been a while since she's been on camera because it's been obviously the birth of her second daughter, a lot going on like before this, and then of course what Jessi's about to get into. So we did a show about a month or so ago, I guess, give or take. I can't remember the exact day, but we did a show around a month or so ago, and Jessi was in the hospital at the time, and like
we were just shooting the shit.
Yeah, we were just talking about wrestling. It was actually the WWE had just released a bunch of wrestlers, so we were just. I mean, we touched briefly on like the medical stuff you're going through, but for the most part of it was just us, just talking wrestling. And in my mind, because like everything sounded so good, and like in my mind, it was like, oh, okay, she's gonna be fine in a few days. Like, cool. Like this is just a little roads, a little stop, and like she's gonna be fine. And then, like, I remember talking to you the next week and trying to set up another show. And then you started sending me pictures, like, you're like, I just got to the hospital, and, like, sending me pictures. And you're already in the hospital, but then I found out, like, you're like, yo, I'm hoping it's going to be, like, 5 more days. And then I hope it's going to be next week. And then, like, it just kept getting longer and longer out. And then you started posting the videos. And I was, like, my family's reaching out to me going, like, is Jessi, like, a lot of people thought you were dying. Like, I'm not gonna, I mean, just straight up. And I know, and we're gonna get into it, but it's like, this was really serious stuff, and so I want y'all to know, like, over the last month or so, I did what I could to stay in touch with Jessi. I did, I told Jessi before this, I don't want the show to be about me, but she told me to share this, and I just wanted to get this out of the way, and then I want you to go full detail into everything you want to talk about. But I just know, like, and a lot of people know this about me. I've lost my mother from breast cancer. I lost my grandma and my aunt. Pretty much every woman, like, close to me from, like, something just bad that they'd spent the end of their time in the hospital. And Jessi, you know this, and others know this. Like, you're one of my best friends. We never met in person, but you're somebody who, even throughout the week, like, just randomly will just hit me up, be like, yo, how do you do with Dave & Buster's? Like, like, hey, what's going on? Like,
watch out for tornadoes.
Watch out for tornadoes. Yeah, like, you're one of the people that I feel like really cares about me. And when you were going through this, it was really hard on me, and I'm sure the people close to you, because, like, I'm just so used to this kind of stuff happening in my life to people I really care about, and I was so happy when I found out you were heading home. Like, so happy. My family was happy. Like, and it's just, I just want you to know, like, how much we appreciate you, and just I really hate that you're going through this. I know it's not completely over, but at least you're home. So so please let everybody know everything you want to, and obviously go into whatever detail you want to, like, you know what I mean, whatever you're comfortable with. But like, I know so many people were thinking about you during that time, and I know you're going to get into it, but like, some of the messages you were sending me, because you were like super humble about it too, like there were people reaching out to you that I was like, I wanted to say something about, but I didn't want to like intrude on like the privacy. But I was like, oh my god, like some really, really really important people are reaching out to Jess. Like, oh,
I
everyone really is banding together for her. Like, it made me
it
feel so proud to be a part of the wrestling
yeah.
community. So please, I probably won't talk for pretty much the rest of the episode. So
No, you're good. You're good. I think that was important to share. And, you're one of my best friends too. And I'd always look out for you. I'm like, the mom. I'm like, are
yes,
you okay? I saw there was a tornado near you. I
yeah,
don't know why.
for sure.
Or I'm like, how'd you do with Dave and Buster's and stuff like that?
I
Like
sent
I
you
said, or how the
pictures of my
Vikings.
winnings. Oh yeah, and the Vikings
Yeah,
game. That was when we were
Vikings
able to
game.
talk. Was like the Vikings, and
Yeah.
I even paid attention to the damn Ohio. I hate college football. I paid
Oh,
attention
God,
damn
so
Ohio
fucking.
State because I was sitting there going, they got to win one for Jesse. They got to win this game for Jesse, and then they lost. And I was like, I was planning to send you this like big
Dude.
text message like, yeah, we like it's all gonna be
Yeah.
uphill from now. And then like they lost, and I was like, damn,
Bro,
damn it.
literally, I could not watch ESPN when I was in the hospital because every time I saw that damn M in the playoff pictures, I'm not even kidding. I had a mental breakdown. I started crying. I said, "This is a fucking nightmare. My life is a fucking nightmare." Like it just that was just like the icing on it was just awful and it's horrible. But quickly, thank you, Corey, and thank you, Coral. I think that's how you say it. Thank you so much. I really, 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 really appreciate it. I hope I haven't missed anybody.
So I'll just read
Um,
out just real quick to just so
yeah.
people know. I'm not going to say the amounts, but I will go through and let everyone know who's been donating. We got a donation from Joe, Deshawn, a lot of regulars in
Oh,
here.
Deshaun.
Deshawn, yes. JJ, Marty D, Kenny the Bastard, Coral. Oh, sorry, yeah, Coral. I believe is how you pronounce that. Corey Bradley. There was a donation that was sent to my PayPal earlier today. I want to make sure I get his name right. I believe it was Colm. I want to make sure I say that correctly though, because it was a very very generous donation. Colm sent to my. So just so y'all know, there's a donation link in the description. If you send through super chats through YouTube, that does it for you, and then the donation, it all gets sent to me, and then I send that over to Jesse through PayPal. So like it's all still going to the same place. So yeah, then those won't be missed. I am keeping an eye out on my PayPal to see if anybody sends through there too. So thank y'all so much, everyone who's donated up to this point. This is already, I consider this a success. Like
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. That's
Not that it's all about the money, by the way. Like
Yeah.
if you're in here, you don't have
I'm
to
just
donate
happy
anything.
to be
Yeah.
here. I'm just happy to be here, and I'm like just kind of explaining what happened because a lot of people were like, "Okay, what the heck?" And it is
Yeah.
kind of a what the heck. It was a what the heck for me and my whole family. So basically, what had happened was, for a long time I had been having like I don't know gas pain. Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Rory. Oh my
Wow.
gosh. Let me let me just get into the story and then I'll thank
Yes,
everybody.
I've got
Yeah.
a running list of the super chats in
Okay.
front of me,
Okay.
so we will address all. I know people aren't doing it for the recognition today, but we will still shout all of y'all out because we do
Yes.
appreciate it, or especially on behalf of me. I know that this is all for Jesse, so yeah. I guess like
Yes.
starting from the beginning, you started having some
Yeah.
some stomach issues and stuff, and probably didn't seem
Stomach
like a big
issues?
deal at the time, right? Like
No. Like, okay, so this is gonna be kind of ridiculous, all right? So deal with me, all right? We're dealing with digestion, so just hang with me. I was just having real bad gas, and I was like, it would get really, like, severely painful, like, really bad. I would be doing, like, yoga poses and stuff. I'd be, like, stretching, like, walking, and then it would kind of go away for a little bit, and I was like, oh, all right. And after my pregnancy, sometimes you can get something called diastasis recti, which is where your abdominal muscles separate and you get like a pouch, like so it still looks like you're kind of pregnant, like 4 months pregnant or whatever, 3 months pregnant, 5 months pregnant. Like it looks like you're still pregnant.
And
And
this
I had
happens to
that.
men and women.
And yeah, it can happen to men. It mostly happens to women though. I think when men like lose weight or something, but I know for women it's very common, especially after multiple pregnancies. With my second pregnancy, I thought that happened. It's where your abdominal muscles separate. So I was like, oh, well, it's just. So I had this like pooch. And I was like, oh, it's the diastasis recti. And, it's just my abdominal muscles separating. And I need to, like, just get used to this pain because this is just how my intestines are now. And so on November 2nd, I was doing fine. I was doing great. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting at home. It's like 2 o'clock, and I have to leave at 2:45 to pick up my daughter from school. The pain starts again, and it's bad. And I'm like doing yoga poses. I'm like, doing Tai Chi. I'm like squiggling around, walking around with the baby, like just kind of trying to do stuff, and it's not going away. And I'm like, okay. So it enrolls 2:45. I usually carried the baby in the baby carrier, like with a backpack thing, like strapped onto me. I couldn't do it. I could not fit it on me, and it just hurt too bad. So I put her in the stroller, and I'm like walking like this, like I'm in pain. I'm trying to act all cool to walk to pick my daughter up from school. And the other mom saw me, and they said, you are not okay. And I'm like, no, 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 I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. They're like, you need to go to the hospital. I'm like, no, I just need to fart. I'm like, I'm good. I just need to
Right.
fart.
Right. No big deal.
Like, I just really need to like let one loose, you know what I mean? And they're like, no, no, no. So
This is pretty much what you were telling me, by the way, before you went to the
yeah,
hospital. Like whenever we would talk, it was the same kind. This was the kind of. It was almost like comical, right? It was like, oh, she's got really
yeah,
bad gas. It's kind of funny hearing Jessi tell me all
yeah,
this stuff, but like it didn't seem like a big
yeah.
deal. Yeah.
It didn't seem like a big deal. So the super moms in my neighborhood, man, shout out to them. They were like, we're gonna go get your oldest daughter. Don't worry about that. I'll take the youngest. You call your husband and have him drive you to the ER. So I'm like, okay. I mean, they were like adamant about it. Husband comes home, drives me to the ER. I'm sitting in there. One of the moms came back in, and she was sitting back there with me. And they're like, we're gonna run a CT scan and see what's going on. We're gonna run some blood work. Blah blah blah. Are you hurting? Yes. Here's some ibuprofen. Whatever. And I'm sitting there and I'm joking with the mom. I'm like, "They're here comes the doctor. He's just gonna tell me I'm constipated and I have bad gas and I need to go home." And the doctor comes in and he kind of has this look on his face, and I was like, what? And he's like, you've got something called pneumatosis intestinalis, or gastric pneumatosis. And he's like, basically what happened is there's pockets of air in your intestines. I'm like, oh, so gas. He's like, no, no, no. It's where it shouldn't be. It's like in the lining of your intestines. And I was like, oh. And he's like, and basically there's a 50% mortality rate. And I was like, what? He's like, you could perforate. So my colon was very, very large because of this. And he was like, you're at risk for perforation. And if that happens, it's a 50-50 chance you die. I was like, oh. And so he's like, so we have to admit you. We're going to start you on antibiotics because usually it's caused by a bacteria. And at this point, I was exclusively breastfeeding my baby. She was eating solid foods, but she would only take the breast. She would not take a bottle. She would not take a juice cup. She would not do any of that. She exclusively drank from me. And I was like, well, you're going to have make these exceptions for my baby. I'm going to leave AMA, blah, blah, blah. They let the baby come up once, and that was it. And so I was like, oh, well, I'll just start, I had all this supply. I was like, oh, I'll just start pumping and dumping because I'm in the hospital and blah, 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 just to keep my supply up. But I did not get to see my baby for 39 days. I was in there for 39 days. And then they had me on the antibiotics. We did a live stream. I'm thinking, I'll be done in a little bit. 7 days later, they repeat the CT scan. Nothing's changed. It's still massive. There's still risk for perforation. They're like, well, we need to clear you out. And I said, that's not going to work because they've tried that before. They've tried to give me like the prep for a colonoscopy,
Mm-hmm.
And nothing happened. Nothing happened. Like it did not work. I was like, that's not going to work. So in comes the general surgeon. And then the general surgeon had come in before, and he said, he'd come in just to say hi, because they have all these specialists come see you. They have infectious disease come see me. They have GI come see me. They have the general surgeon come see me, the hospitalists, everybody, psychiatry, everybody. So the general surgeon comes in the first time, and he goes, you don't want to see me again, because if you see me again, you're gonna lose your colon. And I was like, well, the surgeon came back in. He was like, well, we're looking at your CT scan, and obviously we haven't seen any improvement. What we can do is we can do exploratory surgery. He's like, what's likely going to happen is you may lose some of your colon and you may or may not have an ostomy bag, which is they take a piece of your, this is gross, but they take a piece of your intestines out and they push it out so it's outward, and that's how you use the bathroom. And I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, but your weight is too low to do it laparoscopically, so we have to do open. I was like, okay, whatever. So I had kind of come to terms with the fact that I was going to lose some of my colon. I didn't know how much. I didn't know how bad it was going to be. I didn't know what was going on. But I knew this was the right thing to do because, you know, I had been going to the hospital, the ER, for a long time with some like random pains. And every single time, you're just constipated. You're just constipated. I'm like, dude, whatever. I've been going to the bathroom all the time. I'm not constipated. No, you are. You are. So they get in there. And so your colon and your intestines, and I'm not a doctor, but this is what was explained to me. You have your own kind of nervous system in there. My entire colon just stopped working completely. It was like basically dead. So 8 feet of my colon, I guess my colon had just been like so enlarged. It was like they said, this is disgusting. But there was 10 pounds of you know what in my
Wow.
8 feet
That's
of
wild.
colon.
It seems
Yeah,
impossible.
seems impossible, right? And like, so they removed, and I saw the picture. It looked like a damn anaconda. Like that's what it looked like. Um, so I woke up, and the first thing I asked the doctor was, "Did you sew my butthole shut?" I didn't know. I didn't know,
Oh
man.
my god.
And he said, "No, I didn't sew your butthole shut." He said, "The good news is you." He's like, "The bad news is you have an ileostomy bag." So there's two different kinds. There's an ileostomy and a colostomy. So there's ileostomy and colostomy bag. Colostomy is from your colon. The ileostomy is from your ileus, I think. I don't know, but this one's shorter. So this one, I don't want to get into what the differences are. They're kind of gross. But so yeah, so I have an ileostomy bag, which is higher up. So I knew I had that. So I was like, well, I know I got that. And he goes, no, I didn't sew your butthole shut. He said, like, we removed pretty much all of your colon. And he said, but the good news is you have all the parts required for a reversal. And hopefully in 6 months we can reverse you and blah, blah, blah. And so I lost my colon. I come out of surgery. I've got this like big NG tube. I'm used to having NG tubes, but I had this like big NG tube for it to like suction out or whatever. And then I had, you know, a Foley catheter. I've got the little leg things that go like this so you don't get blood clots. And they could not give me pain medicine for the first day because my blood pressure was too low.
Oh my
That
god.
that sucked. They were trying to they do this thing called bolus, which is just gravity feed you or like fast feed you fluids to try and get it up. I'm like trying to sit up like literally less than 24 hours after surgery. I'm like squeezing my arms. I'm like, ugh. Finally they lowered the threshold for the blood pressure for me, and I got pain medicine. So I was like, thank God. Um, so everything was going okay. They slowly introduced food, and then I won't go into how it happened just in case um, legal action is taken.
Yeah, you told me a
Um,
little bit about that
yeah,
before we went live. And by the way, y'all, I hope you don't hear
yeah,
it, but there's people doing landscaping outside my place. I hope it isn't
scared.
going on my
Sounds like
mic
white
too
noise.
bad. Okay, I just want to apologize for anybody who may hear that. They shouldn't be too. The weather's
Okay.
terrible. I don't know why they're even out there right now. But
I know we
yes,
had rain.
you had told me a little bit about that beforehand.
Yeah,
So I didn't know how much you wanted to go into that, but I know that
I
they're
won't. Yeah, I won't go into
not the best
detail. I'm not.
experience, right? I mean,
It wasn't the best experience at this
yeah.
hospital, no. But the nurses were amazing. And the surgeon was very, very good. And one of the gastro people was very, very good. Um, excuse me. So basically, what happened eventually, so I almost died from the gastric pneumatosis. Then I lose my colon, almost die from that. Then all of a sudden, I'm doing better. They're slowly reintroducing foods. They're doing some things to try and fix some things that seem kind of counterproductive, but we were like, okay. And then one day, all of a sudden, I just start having horrible, horrible pain. It felt like I was in labor. Like, it was awful. They were like, just, and, the nurses are kind of like, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm like, this is bad. This is bad. This is really bad. I'm in a lot of pain. They're like, okay. Would you like some Tylenol? I was like, no, I'm telling you now. This is really bad. This is not good. I need to see somebody. And of course, they're like, okay, we'll send your doctor in when he gets here and all this stuff. They're not really taking you seriously. I'm like, I'm in a lot of pain. I'm in a lot of pain. It started at like 6 a.m. Visiting hours were from noon to 6, so my mom comes in at noon. I am almost naked because I am so hot. I have the blankets off. I'm grabbing onto the bed. I am writhing in pain. My nurse comes in and goes, "Oh, Jessi, still?" And I'm like, "Yes." And I'm rolling around. Like, I cannot describe this pain. I cannot. It was awful. My mom's like, "Jessica, try and describe the pain to me." And I'm like, I can't. I'm like, all I can think of is the worst pain I've ever been in my life, which is labor, like going in labor. I'm like, it's like labor. It's horrible. I'm just like, I can't even think about food because I feel like I'm going to throw up, but I hate throwing up, so I don't want to throw up. I'm writhing around. And my mom's like, she told her, she goes, "Look at her. You need to get the doctor now." So they get the doctor, and my mom's talking to the doctor, and the doctor's like, yeah. You mean, he's like, my mom's like, look at her. And there's actually a picture my mom took of me. They were like, look at her, and they were like, yeah, well, this is clearly, she's declined quite a bit in her status. So yeah, we'll get some stuff done. And then all of a sudden, the lab people are in here, CT's running in to come, radiology's coming in to get me a CT scan. They're giving me medications, like all this stuff. Like, here's the.
Oh man. Yeah, you look
That
miserable.
that jacket had come off by the end, and I was like really, 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 really thin. Like, it was disgusting. And so they're like, okay, we're going to figure this out. And the scariest moment of my life, I looked at my nurse, who I'd had for 3 days, because nurses usually work for 3 days and they usually have the same patient. So she knew me pretty well. I looked at her and I said, "Am I going to die?" I was like, "Am I going to die? Am I dying?" Because, at that point, you're just being over dramatic, She looked at me. She paused and she took a deep breath and she goes, "I know you're a fighter. I know that you can fight, and you're going to fight this." And I went, oh shit. I said, oh shit, I'm dying. It was so scary. When they talk about your life flashing before your eyes. It was just that and the pain. It was unreal.
Was this around the time that, like, you put up a video that was like
Yeah,
really scary?
trying not to die. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was right after this. So
Okay.
this is all happening and it's going quick. And I'm like, I was like, I can't move. So they gave me a lot of pain medicine so I could go to the CT scan. And at this point, I could not take anything orally, so they were giving it to my IV. And at that point, I'm just thinking of my kids.
Yeah.
And my baby, who I had been ripped away from, who I had never been away from for more than an hour. For 9 months. Who I was breastfeeding. I got ripped away from her unexpectedly, and my 5-year-old, now 6-year-old. I never got to say goodbye. And I was like, oh my God. It was just so scary. So, they finally give me pain medicine. Oh, sorry. Like, so they finally give me pain medicine and nausea medicine through the IV, thank God. And they do the CT scan. And the surgeon walks in and he goes, you have something called an ileus. So basically, what happened was, because I was trying to eat and I was eating, I was doing good, and then all of a sudden I was like, what? Because I like ordered breakfast, but then I couldn't eat it. Um, Basically, my entire digestive system from the stomach down froze, just completely stopped working, just froze. And so, like, they were like, so we have to put an NG tube in you and suction out your stomach because your stomach is like 3 times the size it should be.
Was that what
Because
was going through your nose?
they were suctioning out just bile and just whatever they could. Um, I was only allowed ice chips for like 5 days,
What's
and
that? Ice, like literal ice?
ice. That's all I was allowed to eat because
Wow.
my digestive system wasn't
Yeah.
working.
Wow.
And so they ice chips for comfort. I was like, oh great. That's when they started this because my mom told them they were like, look at her. I mean, that was probably like the thinnest I've ever been is trigger warning. Everyone's 60 pounds. I was pretty damn close. I was like, they were like, she cannot survive another day without nutrition. So they started me on TPN, which is through the PIC line. If you're squeamish, look away. Um,
I
so
can't look at that kind of stuff. Just because the history with my family
yeah,
and this kind of stuff,
yeah,
it just really, I will start crying if I look.
yeah. It's
Um,
a central line into like a main artery in your heart, I think, or something. It's super, super dangerous. So like, if this gets infected, I could die, which is super fun. Um, so they started that, and then that's when I made that video because like all of a sudden they had like, sorry, my they had like quadrupled my pain medicine dose, and I was like, they don't do that unless you're like dying, you know.
it's like morphine that they're like pumping into you type thing,
Dilaudid,
or
dilaudid, yeah. Um, which is like I think 10 times stronger than morphine,
wow, yeah.
but not the same amount. It's just a concentrated amount.
Right. I don't. I really
Yeah,
don't know. Like,
yeah,
I just say morphine because that's like the like they're
yeah.
pretty commonly known. I don't
It's
know.
hydromorphone. It's like yeah, it goes morphine, dilaudid fentanyl, which
But
we
that
don't even want. That's
but
scary.
that is true and that is scary because I know for sure once again through my experience with some of the people in my family like towards the end they were pumping them with that stuff just because it was like a way for them to deal with the pain before they died. I
Right,
mean, really at the end of the
right.
day, and that's so scary. That's so scary to hear that.
Yeah,
So
and
like
I
you're
was
literally thinking like this like I'm dying.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean
and
that's
so
the
I
scariest
made
thing in the
that
world.
I made that video because I was like, and I know it sounds selfish, but I was like, I need people to like pray for me. Like I thought it could have been goodbye. Like and I needed I wanted the world to know that I wanted to see my babies. Like if that was like my last dying wish was my babies. And I wanted the world to know that I was fighting for them if I didn't make it.
You're such a good human being. Like you know this. Like this is just this is my I want I just want you to know just because this is I think this is really relevant and this is why I think that another reason why I care about you so much is because you are such a good mom and that means so much to me because like my mother when she was fighting breast cancer she would do these speeches at our synagogue like in front of the whole congregation and all they were all she was up there and she was sick right really sick and the whole speech would be about I'm fighting this for my sons like that was her whole thing was
Yeah.
like that was the only thing that kept her pushing for like the 5 years she
Hmm.
had breast cancer and it was all about me and my brother and I never forgot that and I think about that every single day in my life that she fought so damn hard for so long just because of us And
Oh yeah.
when you say
I
this
could tell
kind
you
of
as a
stuff,
mom,
yeah, it hits me really, really
it
deep.
validates it.
And
I can validate that. I mean,
yeah,
confirmed for sure.
and
Like
that's what a good. I mean, but you
you're
know what I
close
mean.
to
It's just
me.
that that hits me really, really deep when you talk about this kind of stuff, and
Mhm.
it only just reaffirms like how great of a person and of a mother you are, that like that's like you're going through hell and like you think you're gonna die and all you're thinking about is your kids. And that's, I mean, I think that's, I don't really know what the word is, but I think that's the definition of a good mother right there, is like even though you're going through hell, like you're thinking about your kids, you know.
Yeah, thank you. It's so true. Like a mother's love. Like I said, love is so powerful, and not just a mother's love, love in general. It is so powerful. Like all these, like, like, God, it's really changed my perspective on life. All these people that are so hateful online for no reason. It's like, man, you could get so much more out of just being nice. Like, you don't have to be a dick. Like, I know you're hurting, but being nice is so much stronger for both people. And so basically, I was there for 39 days. The Ilias happened. Then obviously it's slowly started resolving. It took a very long time. They finally were like, well, we have to do an endoscope and just see. This is like, and I'm still eating ice. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, come on, do the endoscope so I can eat food. Please let me eat food. And like, so they do the endoscope and they knock you out for that.
Now is that like a tube down your throat type of
Yeah, that's a
thing?
tube. It's a camera down your throat. I've had a few of them. It's a reverse
Yeah, no
colon.
big deal anymore. I'm like, it
It's a
sounds like a
reverse
big deal.
colonoscopy. It's not up the butt. It's down the mouth. So
Gotcha.
I've had it where they like rotisseried me. They did both.
That's why.
But
But this is like a camera, like that they're trying to.
yeah.
Okay.
So they put a camera down, I guess, and they put something, if there's something suspicious, they can do biopsies and stuff like that. So they diagnosed. Here's what the problem is. They diagnosed me with gastroparesis in the stomach, which is where, and I know Issa Demon Diva has this, or oops, I shouldn't probably say that, but I know that she's familiar with this. Sorry, Issa.
Thanks for the donation, by the way, Issa. I
Yes,
did
thank
see. So,
you.
well, yeah,
Um,
love seeing you
I
in
didn't
here
mean to
as
do that.
always.
Sorry, you're kind of wrong personal stuff, but it's it's where your stomach can like freeze up and it's like delayed emptying.
Gotcha.
But I have hypermotility of the intestines. So my stomach's too damn slow and my intestines, not my colon, because I don't have my colon anymore. My colon was slowing things down. My intestines are too fast. So like they're fighting. They're fighting against one another. And they
Wow.
still haven't figured out how to fix that. Right now they have me on like a certain medicine that helps with gastroparesis. Not There's one that they can do, but I react very badly to that. So they made another one. I just had to have an EKG done because they're gonna try another one that you have to have an EKG for. So hopefully everything looks good there, so I can try that medicine. They've been a whole bunch of medicine. So eventually the ileus gets better, and basically at that point they oh, I had to have a blood transfusion.
Right. I remember you told
Yeah,
me a little bit about that.
it was weird,
This
man.
how no,
I,
when just really quickly when you're talking about like the disconnect between
yeah.
like with the what do you call it, the
Uh,
ilium
the
Ilias.
ileus was the freezing. The
Now,
ileostomy,
yeah, okay,
yeah,
but
yeah,
so I know.
the freezing.
But is there something like that? Most of this, like, if you're able to get the reversal and basically they can put like your colon back in, that kind of reconnects all of this. Is that kind of what?
I will no, no, I don't have a colon anymore.
Right. Because I know you're saying like the
Basic, I
reversal, like
think
how.
so. Basically, what they would do is they would remove this thing that I have, and I guess reattach whatever goes to your butthole. Because right now,
Oh, I see. Okay, okay, okay. I
I
fully
so
follow you. Okay.
my butthole does not function.
I totally I
My
was trying to
butthole is
figure
in
out
my
where the
stomach.
disconnect was, what I was missing, and that
Yeah,
you
the
I
reason
get it.
the reason they do that is because my bowels need to chill. They need to rest,
Gotcha.
basically. They were like, they need to chill out. So that's the whole point of this bag, I thought, was to give my bowels a break. Because they had been through a lot. My bowels have been through a lot. And they lost their friend. They lost their friend, Mr. Colon or Mrs. Colon or
It
whatever.
was like 8 inches, right? Like
It was 8 feet.
oh, 8 feet. I mean, jeez. Oh my god. Oh my
Eight
god.
feet. Eight
That's like
feet.
unfathomable to think that your intestines are that or colon is that long to begin with. 8 feet.
Yeah, there's like 50 feet of intestines or something
Yeah,
crazy. I don't know. It's ridiculous. It's like you got a lot of stuff.
that's mind blowing.
I'm
That's
sorry, I'm
taller
just
than
going.
me by like 2 feet.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
unreal.
it's crazy. So once I got the endoscope, you know, it's not really that much of a procedure because it's not general anesthesia. They just give you propofol, which is that thing that killed Michael Jackson, and then you wake up and you're like, yay! I walk in there, they wheel me back into my room, and it says on my board, it says diet, GI soft, and I went, yes! I was like, I can have food. But
This is
that's the
coming
diet
from
that
like you've had issues
anorexic.
with anorexia, right? And like I've
Yeah,
never heard you get excited about eating before. Like me and you,
yeah,
ever since I've known you.
yeah. I
So
was like,
this is
thank
wild
God.
for me. Yeah, it's like yeah, like yeah, wow, wow, okay.
Yeah, like, well, being near death and eating just ice chips. Well, because, like I said, I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. I'm like, I'm a dumbass, man. There's all this food I've been scared to eat, and a lot of things went through my mind. Like a bajillion things went through my mind when I was, and I mean, unfortunately, now I literally can't eat any of the things that I used to, which really sucks. I'm on a GI soft diet, which means I have to eat like no fiber. Like I have to eat like literal baby food. I can't have more than like 12 grams of fiber in a day, um, and which is really hard. Like a bowl of Cheerios has like 4 grams of fiber. To put that in perspective, like whole like healthy stuff, whole grains, vegetables, fruits with the skin. I can't have popcorn. I can't have coconut. I can't have corn, obviously. I can't have beans. I can't have mushrooms for some reason. Um, like steak, like really tough meats. I can't have that. Um, Anything spicy. Like my diet literally is like turkey, chicken,
And
yogurt,
like baby food, you said.
angel food cake, pudding, chocolate. I'm not supposed to eat chocolate, but fuck that. I'm gonna eat chocolate. Um, it doesn't bother my thing. It doesn't make me like whatever works for you.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah, for
oh, I
sure.
have to eat. I have to eat a lot of marshmallows and a lot of pretzels because that helps uh, form things. If that makes
Oh,
any sense.
okay.
Uh-huh. Because oh, there we go. The small intestines alone are about 45 feet long. Damn.
That's unreal. That's
Um,
so crazy to think that's inside of you.
I know, isn't that wild? But
I know.
so
And there's
now
people in the chat that are like, quote of the year, my butthole does not function. Obviously, we don't think this is funny, but like, at least
I think it's
we can
funny.
make a
Yeah.
little bit of fun of the,
My cat,
yeah, a little
my
bit.
cat, helped and all
Yeah.
that. And I'm still on the TPN for now because they removed my colon. I'm not digesting enough nutrients yet. Slowly, my system, the body is incredible. It learns to adapt. It learns to, get used to things. Um, and so it's going to get used to that. And it is. I can tell it is. I can tell. Trust me, in a really weird way. Um, but yeah. So I'm still on this for at least another 3, 4 more weeks. 3 to 4, 3 to 5 more weeks. Um, A nurse comes and changes it every week. I'm still not used to changing my ileostomy bag by myself. That's really difficult for me to do um, because you can't control it, basically. So you don't ever know when it's just going to like go. So that's really fun when you're changing it. Um, it's it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm having a hard time dealing with it. Um, Hopefully it can be reversed in 6 months or more. They said at least 6 months. I have all the parts for a reversal. So that's the good news. It's just about how my body reacts, how I react. I gotta get my weight up, which is really hard having an eating disorder. Um, but it's literally life or death. So I don't have a choice. So I was in the hospital for a really, really, really long time because I had the ileus. The ileus was around Thanksgiving. Um, and then we really started to get the wheels turning on some kind of transfer or discharge. Um, my 5-year old, now 6-year old, her birthday was December 4th. I was still in the hospital. And because of COVID, no one under 18 is allowed to visit. You only have one visitor at a time. They can go in and out, but it's only from 12 to 6. And so they allowed my daughter to come on her birthday. So, like, I asked the nurses, I was like, give me some paper. One of the nurses brought in colorful construction paper. I Instacarted tissue paper. My mom brought some presents for me to give her. Her favorite snack, chocolate covered pretzels. I Instacarted a cupcake, like a happy birthday cupcake. Happy birthday hats. 2 balloons. Chocolate chip cookies, which she loves. I decorated the whole room. And she came in and she looked so beautiful. She was wearing her birthday dress and she was so proud. And she looked so pretty and she was so excited. And we had so much fun. I'm crying, I know. Seems like we had a lot of fun, right? And one of the things, and this is where kindness and love is so powerful, one of the things that I will never forget, I got a relationship with the food service people because you call them 3 times a day to order your food. They come up with the cart 3 times a day. And of course, with my weird diet, I'm ordering like the weirdest shit. So it's so funny. I'm like laughing with the lady on the phone and she's like, yeah, you want your turkey? And I'm like, yes, please. Gravy on the side, all that stuff. My door was wide open because it helped keep the room from feeling so closed. And one of the people that pushes the cart and brings the food in, he saw my daughter there. And of course, for everybody, it's like super weird to see a kid. It's a very rare occurrence because of COVID. He looked at her and he said, oh my goodness. And clearly it was her birthday. Is it your birthday? And she goes, yeah, I'm 6. He goes, I'll be right back. And he brought us 2 little chocolate ice creams. And I know that sounds so silly, but it was so special. Just like a small act of kindness like that just meant so much to me. And I told them when I left, because like the food service people come in and they're like, was your food hot? How accurate was it? And I was like going off on how great they were and stuff like that. And I told him about that act of kindness and everything, and I wanted to make sure that he got recognition for that. But man, that was so cute. And then she opened her presents, and we had fun, and then I started getting tired, which sucked. And my husband's like, Mommy needs to rest. Mommy needs... Because they were coming in to, give me medicine, and I didn't really want my daughter to see that. I didn't want her to see her, pain medicine or anything. And, so she left. And that was so much more painful than the ileus. It was like the saddest thing in the world because my window was facing the entrance, which is also the exit. And so she was down there in her cute little birthday dress. We both still had our little happy birthday hats on, and we're both sobbing at each other, waving. God. That was when I was like, from that day on, I was pretty much inconsolable. I was like, I need to go home. This is killing me. Being away from my children is literally killing me. And that's why I'm home on the TPN. That's why I have the PIC line and everything, because we finally into that. You obviously still have the ileostomy bag, and home health has to come in, and they have to draw my labs and everything, and do that. But man, being home, God, it's so much better. And God, that panic and that pain of being away from my babies. And then the worst thing was because of my weight, the doctors forced me to stop breastfeeding. And that was like, I posted about it on Facebook. You might have seen it. That was probably the hardest thing for me through all of this. And I know that sounds ridiculous. Like, dude, you almost died 3 times. But I was legitimately scared that when I got home, my daughter was not going to want to have anything to do with me because I felt like basically like a milk machine, you know? And I was really scared. And of course, I mean, I hear her right now. She's having a great time, but she still loves me. But right now, I still can't pick her up because of I'm still fresh out of my surgery around New Year's, around her birthday probably. Her birthday's the 31st. I'll finally be able to pick her up and walk her around. But I can't do that. I can just kind of be present, which I know is the most important thing, but it's hard. And it takes like 4 people to do the things that I was doing. And so it was really hard. But I'm home, and that's what matters. And I'm alive.
Yeah, that's the most important thing right there. You're alive.
I'm still scared.
I mean, and your daughters, I mean, obviously, I don't want to say we usually don't say their names on here, I guess, but
You could say their names.
Okay, well, Scarlett she's at an age where this is probably incredibly confusing for her, but she knows you're dealing with something, and then
I had to break it to her the other day.
In Savannah, like, I know you said you're worried about that, but like, obviously, I'm sure you mean that from the perspective of she's so little that like she can't know one way or the other, and like, but in a couple of years or a handful of years, whatever, trust me, like, she'll look back on this. She might even watch this video and know that she's very loved by a lot of people, and obviously, you're you know, she's gonna appreciate this when she's able to understand that you care so much about her. So
yeah, I mean, I had to tell my daughter she was acting out the other day, and I kind of, because she was confused.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they no one could tell her what was going on. Hell, we didn't know what was going on most of the time. And I told her, I looked her right in the eyes, and I said, I know, because she was acting out. There was some stuff going on at school that's fixed, but I looked her in the eyes and I said, no matter how frustrated we get, no matter how much I yell at you or you think I'm mad at you, I was like, I will always fight for you. I will always love you. And that will never, ever, ever change. And it's true. Like, I will fight till the very end for them. And, you know, I just, like I said, after my daughter's birthday, like, I had, her little school picture. I had to turn it around because it just caused me pain to look at it because I missed her so bad. And that's when I would go to, like, all of the amazing people in the chat and the amazing people on Twitter who reached out. And God, let me tell you something, guys. And Steven, you can vouch for this too. This little wrestling war is bullshit, you guys. It's bullshit. Like, seriously, it's not. It's over basically. So fucking stop. Yeah, they're taking jabs at each other, whatever. Don't take it so fucking seriously. Enjoy it, because at the end of the day, like, when I look at what I went through, like, there's love from all sides, and there's love from sides I didn't expect, and sides that I didn't know about, and like, man, when we can all come together, it's really fucking cool. it's really cool when the wrestling community, no matter what, just kind of comes together for something, whatever it is. Like, it's pretty damn powerful. Like that, that's some powerful shit. And we're wasting all this time like fighting over like, needle movers and ratings and all that. And yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun to kind of go back and forth and trash talk and stuff like that. But sometimes it goes a little too far. Like people take it way too seriously. Just chill. Like it's fun. Just make it fun. Like, like trash talking in sports, Like that is so fun. Sometimes it goes a little bit too far, but at the end of the day, man, there's a mutual respect, We're all playing the same game. We're not on the same team, but we're playing the same game and I appreciate that. And like I don't know, just God, I just thank you everybody. Like I don't feel worthy of it at all. I don't I that doesn't mean that I haven't soaked it all in. It doesn't mean I'm not grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm beyond grateful because I don't feel like I deserved it. I'm like, holy shit. Like, God, the love, man. And some of the things. And what sucks is I can't talk about it because people will throw a fit. You know.
Yeah, it's wild because that's the main reason why I didn't say much about the stuff that you had sent me outside of like some small circles of people that like I know
Yeah. Yeah.
understand what I'm
That I
saying
would
and
have
they're
probably told anyway. Yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah. We're talking like yeah, like mutual friends like that we have in the community and stuff.
And then
But
people that knew before me.
right, right,
And
true,
I was like,
true.
what?
But I know it's one of those things too with like the wrestling
Oh,
war, whatever you want to call it. Because
yeah.
I'm really biased and outspoken. I talk about it all the time. Like I think AEW is
Yeah. Me too.
that's my company. Same with you. But it's one of those things where like even though I'm down on what they do on Raw and stuff, and I just stop watching the show. That's kind of the whole point where I just stopped watching it because
Yeah. Don't
I
watch
just
it.
didn't enjoy it anymore. But it's one of those things too when like something good happens on the show, like if something good happens on WWE and like the WWE fans get like really excited about it, I'm happy for them. I'm like hell yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad y'all are watching something you enjoy. Like I'm glad that you're liking this. Like I'm not I don't want people to stop because here's the thing, and it was a much different situation when AEW wasn't it didn't exist yet and stuff. But like I don't know what
Yeah.
these wrestling fans who get so married to this and get so angry and everything
Right.
about it is because what happened if it like all went away? Like, would you rather have
Right.
no wrestling than a bunch of different wrestling that a bunch of people
Right.
like? Like, it's so strange to me. And I was thinking the same thing when like you were sending me certain like direct messages and stuff or pictures like of things that you had received at the hospital and stuff. I remember being like let me put it this way. I'll bring up one instance of it.
Hmm.
Cody and Brandy sent you like balloons and like a get well stuff like stuff to your hospital
Hmm.
and
They
I
sent
just
me flowers. Yeah.
right and it's like and I told you I was lucky to literally run right into
Yeah.
Brandy at AEW. She was doing like a meet and greet or something before the show and I just happened to be walking right next to her when she was like getting ready and I had a quick second just to tell her like hey that I thought it was incredible that you guys sent something to Jessi. She's one of my good friends and blah blah blah. And she was appreciative that somebody stopped her and had something nice to say to her because she's probably all day is just
Eating
people just
shit.
trying to get probably just trying to get pictures with her or telling her she sucks or whatever, right? And it's just like
Hmm.
and and the reason I bring that particular story or that particular case up and this goes for a lot of different wrestlers and fans and people just involved in the wrestling community for every like terrible thing that you're saying about a lot of these wrestlers, like Cody's a great example of that. A lot of people hate on Cody really hard and Brandy,
Really
both of
hard.
them. And I
Yes.
think there's valid reasons for some of it. I get
There's
it.
valid criticisms. Yes.
But what y'all aren't seeing is this type of stuff. Because it isn't I can only imagine that Jessi is one of probably hundreds
One
that
of
they've done stuff
right.
like this for. And that's the kind of stuff to keep in mind. Like just because you might not like their wrestling character or blah blah blah, or they're in the company you don't like the stuff that a lot of these wrestlers are doing behind the scenes. Tony Khan,
It's a
like I'll say it, Tony Khan reached out to you. Like That dude has. That dude is the general manager of a soccer team, an NFL team. He runs
That's going
AEW.
through some shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's dealing with. Yeah, you know that coach very well, and like,
Oh,
but it's one of those
Irvin,
things where it's like
yeah.
all this is going on, and a dude even at that level
Busy.
is taking the time to send you personal messages and tell you you're a
Yeah.
part of the family and you're valued and they're thinking about you. Like, and this isn't just AEW. You can mention whoever you want to. I just wanted to bring
No.
those up as examples. Is like, literally the owner of AEW reached out. Literally the EVP and the chief branding officer. They sent you. I mean, like, and these are people that like you go online. It's like, screw this wrestler, screw that wrestler. I hate this. It's like, you don't even know how good of human beings these people are. Like,
Yeah.
that are doing this stuff behind the scenes and not saying
Yeah.
anything to anyone about it. They're not going out there and saying we sent balloons to
Right?
Jessi or we sent it. None of it. It's all
None of
been
it.
private. There's been some people
It's all been
that
private.
have messaged you on Twitter, but like, that's to be expected, tagging people and get well posts and stuff. But a lot of this went
A
completely
lot of
with no expectation whatsoever of them getting like applause or something for doing something nice for you. Like, it was all just out of the kindness of their hearts. And
a lot of people, like I said, without blue check marks, private
right,
messaged me and said, "Hey, I don't want to put this out there, but I've been going through this, and this, and you're really strong, and I believe in you, and you can get through." Like a lot of people did that. It's like a lot. You don't realize how even like a nobody on Twitter, like that doesn't have a blue check mark or whatever, that doesn't have followers, you don't realize they're going through some shit too.
right.
Just because you're not famous doesn't mean you're not going through some shit.
Even if you are
And
famous, you might be going through stuff
yeah,
that like has nothing to do with what you would think as like an
like
outside looking
Jackie,
in.
like Jackie. Look at Jackie. Coincidentally, today marks 3 years since my ileostomy reversal, so we are manifesting that good news for your reversal. You got this. I had no idea that she had had an ileostomy bag. I had no idea she'd been through that. Jackie, that's amazing. You are a strong person. You have no idea what people are going through. You
Yeah.
know?
And thank you,
You have
Jack,
to,
for being a part of the chat. By the way, a lot of really, I've been reading everything that
yes.
y'all. It just obviously can't get to all of it, but
It's
we see it.
yeah, and I appreciate it. And on Instagram too, some people reached out, which is crazy. And I didn't check Instagram for like a long time, and I was like, oh shit. All my baby's crying. But yeah, it just gosh, thank you. Like I can't say it enough. Thank you to everybody. Everybody, seriously, like if I could, I would write a thank you card to each and every one of you. If I just and thank you to everybody who's donated. Like I just got a letter yesterday that my insurance is denying an entire week of my stay, which is fabulous. So that really sucks. So this is very, very, very helpful. So thank you. Like I am so grateful for each and every one of you. To everybody who reached out, whether with words, with pictures, with videos, with your wallets, with your hearts, with your souls. I love you too, Tracy. I miss you. And I'm so humbled and grateful, and I will never, ever, 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 ever forget the love that this community has shown me. I will never forget this. And you all are a part of my story. Every single one of you. You all played a part in saving my life. And I mean that. I don't mean that in a bullshit way. Because I felt every single message of encouragement. I felt it. It meant that much to me. It meant so much to me. Every act of kindness, the fact that people took time out of their day, whether it was a minute or an hour or what, or a day even, I don't know, nobody took a day, but you know what I mean, like, it doesn't matter, a second. The fact that you took time out of your day and your life and the things that you have going on that are important to you, the fact that you took time out of your day to say something nice to me, your time is so valuable, and I value that, and I appreciate it so much. Even if you were thinking of me, thank you. Even if you didn't say anything and you were scared, thank you. Thank you for thinking of me. thank you for rooting for me. Thank you. Because there were times when I couldn't root for myself, and I don't like to root for myself. And there was times when literally said, I give up, I give up, I can't. And my mom's like, no, 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 fight for your babies. And I would like roll back in. But there were times when I wanted to give up. So thank you. Thank you so much to everybody. Like, thank you. Because I'm speechless. Like, literally, like, what? Like, I'm still dumbfounded. Like, I screenshotted like stuff, I bookmarked stuff. I'm like, I go back and look at it, and I just went back recently. I think yesterday, was it yesterday? I went back because I got the bad news about the ileostomy, and we watched those videos again. You know, that shit really helps when you're struggling. And yeah, just thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean,
yeah. Sorry if my armpits are gross.
no.
I can't get my pick line wet, so it's like I can't touch my armpits. So
oh, you're good. I
I
wouldn't.
may be like a forest under there, but
No, I wouldn't even.
see, that's something stupid. I'm like sitting here. I was like, oh, my pick line could kill me, but oh, my armpit hair, gross.
Still such a girl.
Such a girl. Yeah, I know. It's like such a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really blown away by the support that you got from people. Like, just from the outside looking in, it was like, if we and this is just, I mean, if there's one, if there's even a couple silver linings to this whole situation, because we try to come away with some positives on this, right? There's
oh yeah, I'm coming with tons of positives.
No one wants to deal with this. No one wants this to be happening to you. Obviously, that goes without saying. But like, I hope that people look at this situation, like on Twitter, especially in like this, in like the wrestling community or the IWC or YWC or whatever you want to call it, and use this as kind of like a blueprint for like, if something is going bad for one of us, and like this is how, because yeah, there were some complete assholes out there that I saw that were like saying bad things about you, and that's just gonna happen. I think it's terrible, and I think that those people, yeah, it is, it really is, and those are the kind of people that I just mute or block or just don't pay any attention to, and that's just that. Those people, I don't even know what to say about it. They're just bad. There's really bad human beings. There's really no other way of putting it. Like, you're gonna kick someone when they're down like that, but look at the overwhelming positive reaction,
right?
or I mean, because I think we can take this too, and like the next time we see somebody like one of us that's struggling or something, like,
dude,
this is how we got to come together for people and help. Yes, we got to help everybody when they're going through this kind of stuff, and I hate that this is happening to you. It really, I don't even have the words. Like, I just hate that this is happening, and it is scary. It's very scary, and you're not completely out in the clear, but you're home.
No,
but you're home, and it's better than it was before, and you can keep getting better. And people need to keep sending their support. All the donations we gotten today. I mean, this is going to really help Jessi out. Like, we've made some good money for her today, which I'm really happy about. And like I said, just use this as a blueprint. Go type in Jessi's name on Twitter and just look at the outpour of support for over the last month, and the names on there, from the people you don't know that they're just have one follower, all the way to the people that have millions. Like, the wide range of just people that really care and really reached out and really said a lot of positive stuff. And we need to make that a more normal thing in the wrestling
Your
space.
audio's going away.
Sorry, what's that?
My headphones are dying.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry. Well, I guess I can't apologize for that. I don't think I can do about that. I'm hoping that Jessi can hear me.
Yeah, my headphones are dying, or...
Can you guys still hear me in the chat? Let me know. But
start talking.
Can you hear me? Test.
There's a problem with your speakers.
No.
Hello?
Yeah. I can hear you still.
Hmm.
Let me see if I can
I can't hear
message her on
anymore.
Skype.
Hold on.
Um. So JJ's saying he can hear both of us still. Just Jessi can't hear me.
Oh shit! Why is that playing? Sorry. Are you still there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Are you still there? Say hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Oh my god! I just turned off my. Hmm. Oh. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
I know this is riveting
Dude.
for the live chat. We're trying to test the. Hold on. I'm trying to send.
Hello.
Hello.
It like went all the way down to 0. Oh man. They can? Okay, cool. I can't
Yeah.
hear anything.
I'm messaging Jessi on Skype
Hold on.
right now.
Dude. Let me try my speakers again. Sorry guys, that was weird.
Oh no, all good. Try to get this figured out.
Hello. Let me try this again.
Okay. JJ says tremendous music. I know. We'll probably wind up getting. I hope that doesn't wind up being a problem for YouTube. YouTube's so weird with copyright.
I can hear you. I can hear
Okay.
you. Oh my god.
Perfect.
Okay. I hear you.
We will all fight together against YouTube if
Yes.
they try to claim
less
our.
than 10 seconds.
Okay.
That was
Yeah.
less than 10.
Yeah.
But that song I've been listening to on repeat. Bad Omens, Death of Peace of Mind. Hits me in my soul, dude. Oh my god, that song's so good.
But all I was really saying at the end there was just that this is how to deal with this stuff. Like as far as like from the wrestling community, like when we see other people in a situation like Jessi was in, or if any of us wind up in any kind of just a tragedy or a disease or something like this, positive messages, nice messages. That was something I was actually saying a lot on the shows that I was doing the last few weeks for like Fightful and stuff. Was like I would close it off, and but like kind of my closing line was usually like, last thing I want you, I plug my stuff or whatever. I'd say, go to Twitter, type in Jessi the Buckeye, say something nice to her. You know what I mean? Like that's like, and that just so simple. It's such a simple thing to just type someone's name into Twitter and just be like, I'm thinking about you, I love you. You know what I mean? Like it's so easy to do. And it means so much.
Yeah.
So look at you with your cat.
My cat that okay, I'm like scared. Can cats eat mustard? Because there was mustard on.
No idea.
Can I eat mustard?
That's a good question.
I don't know. I hope so. But yeah, because she was eating the thing. You should have eaten the plain chicken, you ding dong. It's a cat butt. I hope it's not cat butt. That used to be a problem, but yeah, seriously, no. But as you were saying, and I know this sounds really stupid, but one of the things when that nurse was like, "I know you're a fighter," and I said, "Oh shit," like, "Oh fuck, I'm dying." One of the things that went through my mind in those hours, that I wasn't sure what was going on, and I literally thought I was dying, was I can't believe all the time I spent worrying and like crying over stupid shit that people said on Twitter. I was like, I cannot believe I wasted time on that. That was literally one of the things. Ooh, do not do that. That was literally one of the things that I like regretted, It's like, I cannot believe I took it so seriously and let it bother me so much. Like, of course it's going to still bother you. Like, it's going to bother me still. Of course it hurts. It's not fun. But the fact that I would sit there and like ruminate on it and let it take time out of my like day,
Yeah.
God, I was like, that was so dumb. And I was like, man, if I can get out of this, you know, I'll put those people on blast sometimes when I need to, just let loose. I know they're like, don't give them attention or anything, but sometimes you need like help and support. I'll do that sometimes, but other than that, it's like you can't let it bother you. You really, and I know it sounds stupid. It's easier said than done, but man, I was like, that was so dumb. Like seriously, I'm sitting there dying, going, man, all that stupid shit that people said on Twitter that pissed me off. Like really, it wasn't that serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's a
So I
lot. I think a lot of people in that kind of situation, especially if like you think you're dying or you know that you're gonna die or something. I think that a lot of the time that's when people really realize like all the material things that I own and like all this work that I put into this or that is like it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just it's like oh wow your cat's going after you. But it's one of those things. It's like I don't want to say it all doesn't matter because obviously some of it does.
yeah,
But the point is like things like Twitter or things like you know getting down because like you couldn't get that one whatever it is you wanted
like that one
that like
follow that
or even a material thing like I never made enough money to buy a Rolex. I always wanted a Rolex. It's like
right.
but like who really cares at the end of the day? Like these things don't really matter. What really matters is like the people you love, the stuff
The
like
love that
the
people have given you.
right the like the real things, like things that actually like legitimately matter, not like how big your house is or how much money's in your bank account and all that stuff. Like as I'm sure there's probably people who are millionaires that are sitting there on their deathbed going like I spent so much of my time trying to make money that like
Mhm.
I should have been spending it with my family, and I'm realizing that, and it's too late now, you know.
Right.
And that's the kind of stuff I think about a lot, like you know, and something that it just kind of you're reaffirming that where you're sitting there and you're like, and all you like, you're probably thinking like, you know, how what a big waste of time it was for these people and for me to be arguing over this stuff
Right.
when at the end of the day
Right.
like I'll be so happy just to be home. Like who cares about
Right.
Twitter? You know
I'll
what
be
I
so
mean?
happy to eat something other than ice chips.
Right.
Like, I'll be so happy to have this suction tube out of my nose. Like, and at that point, it was like, I'll just be happy to just be out of a little bit of pain. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I gotta go here pretty soon because it's
Yeah.
getting to school, and I'm not walking up there, obviously, but um, I just like you said, like at the end of the day, man, love is so powerful. And like even like in those dying moments, like, I was wasted, of course, like I couldn't believe I wasted all that time caring about what all these stupid people said. But the messages of love that I got, those were so powerful. Those helped me, those helped ease the pain. I know it sounds stupid, but it does. It makes you like it makes you think maybe I do have this. If this person believes in me and this person is encouraging me, then well, hell, they've got to have a reason to do that. Well, hell, maybe I can do this.
Yes.
Like that's the main thing I want to get out of here is love is so 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 powerful. Like it, and I know it sounds so hippie and so stupid and so like weird, but kindness and love, the smallest thing. You never know what someone's going through. Open a door for someone. Like offer to help. I mean, I guess with, COVID and everything, you gotta be careful. But smile. I guess if you're not wearing a mask, smile at someone, or say, give someone a compliment. Like, or ask how they're doing and say, hey, man, I really appreciate that. Just like, there are such little things. When you are going through shit, literally, um, the smallest things. Like I said, that that um that food service gentleman who would come in and he was just so hi Miss Jessica, how are you doing today? Like just that little bit of cheeriness like meant so much to me. Just like, man, just love each other, dude. I mean, it sounds so dumb, but it's like, man, at the end of the day, like just let shit go. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just let shit go.
And
Let this stupid shit go.
it's
Let assholes be assholes. Let them be miserable.
yeah, exactly. Because it's like you've been saying, it's just as easy to say something nice to someone as it is to say something
Yeah.
mean to someone. It literally takes the same amount of time. Like I challenge anyone who reads who watches this. If you get in a situation where you feel like you're going to say something really mean to someone on like social media, it's way easier on social media because you're not in front of them and all this stuff. It's a lot more anonymous. But just like really look at the message you're about to send. Like look at it and really be like, what is the best case scenario that could happen after I send this? Best case. Because like, what's best case for them? You get angry about it, like nobody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it literally accomplishes
Nobody
nothing
wins.
for anybody.
Nobody
But
wins.
by looking at that same message of being like, I was gonna say something mean to this person, but you know what? I have no reason to really be this mad at this person. Instead, I'm gonna say something nice to him and see what happens. Even if someone who thinks I don't like them, I'm gonna say something nice to him. I do that sometimes on Twitter. I'll get a really mean message about something
Yeah.
I said on a stream, and instead of like responding by being like, "Yo, screw you," blah blah, I'm just like, I can see it your way. Like I don't really agree, but you
Yeah.
know what? Like it just I don't want you to not watch the show. I hope you enjoy it or whatever. And a lot of the time they come back and they go, "Bro, like." I thought like a lot of the
Yeah.
time they're actually really nice and they're like, dude, I was like trolling you and like you didn't even, and now like they're in the chat, you know what I mean, like hanging out with everybody, but like
Yeah, right?
but it's like a lot of those people are going through something where like they're going through something and they're really hurt and they're really angry and they're just taking it out on other people, and then by you even just responding nicely to something mean, they're like, oh, someone's being nice to me. Like, wait a second.
Right?
And then like it might change their whole trajectory on how they feel about stuff and how they're dealing with people, and now they feel like they're a part of your little community or whatever.
Right.
So like I'd say that too. Even if someone says something mean to you, kill them
Yeah.
with kindness. I know it sounds super lame, but
Kindness
also,
is contagious. It's contagious.
and if they keep being a jerk to you, just block them or mute them and just
I feel like,
delete it
bye.
out of your life. But
Right.
there's been so
That's
many
great.
people, even this past weekend, because it was like the big Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley fight, and I had some
Oh,
takes
yeah.
on it that some people didn't agree with, but pretty much everyone I responded to, the people that were like really extreme about it, I just didn't respond to,
Mm-hmm.
but the people that were like, you know, it was the same kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing where you're just kind of like, oh yeah, I mean, this is my reasoning for thinking, I can see it your way, blah blah, and then the next thing you know, they're like, oh dude, yeah, like you didn't just come back at me and you didn't fight fire with fire. You like fought fire with kindness. Like what? Okay, I don't know why I was such a jerk to you to begin with. Sorry about that, man. Like
Sorry.
I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
time they wind up apologizing and just like, okay, like so. Just be nicer to everybody, especially when they're going through some shit. Like
Going like literally like you never know when someone has an ileostomy bag and they get really mad at you and just throw their shit at you. Like,
yeah,
watch
I
out.
can literally cover you in shit.
I've got a bag of shit on my stomach at all times. Be nice to me.
There you go. That's probably a good thing to close on with the show. Was there?
Yeah, be nice.
Be nice. Be nicer to everybody. If somebody does something that you don't understand and it might rub you the wrong way, put yourself in their shoes. Also, think about it.
Right.
Oh, this guy was kind of a jerk, but like, what's he dealing with? Why is he being so? Why is he having such a bad time? Maybe be nice to that guy. Maybe he'll be nice to everybody else. Who knows? So,
Yeah.
was there anything else that you wanted to put out there? I know you said you had to get out of here pretty soon, but
Yeah, and I gotta empty my ileostomy bag pretty soon. No, just man, God, just everybody. Thank you, Kenny, Mike, Sean, Rory, Ezekiel, Issa, sweet Issa. Oh my God, thank you, girl. I love you.
happy birthday,
Tra-
Roman, by the way.
Yes, yeah, that was so cute. My friend Tracy, oh, give Kira some love for me. She sent me a picture of Kira. She's so cute. Piz243, thank you. Mike Jones, thank you. Jackie, girl, you rock. You know exactly what I'm going through, and I may reach out to you because I need some advice. Throwback, man, you're awesome. Paul, thank you. That's all my thing will scroll down to. Is that it?
That's
Oh, wait,
everyone
no, wait.
I've got, I believe,
Yeah,
as well.
okay.
If we missed you, obviously we apologize. Trying to get to all these the best that we can. And everyone who
Yeah.
subscribed, too. There's been a lot of new subscribers, and
Thank you.
I'm
We come on
hoping...
here and shoot the shit a
Yeah.
lot. Hopefully we can get on here more. Obviously it depends on my situation and everything like that, but hopefully things are looking up. And just, God, thank you, everybody. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your kindness. I love every single one of you. And Steven, man, I love you too, man. You're like one of my best friends, man. You're fucking awesome. I saw, you know what, I saw a thing on Twitter and I almost tagged you in it because I was like, this is me and you so much. And it's more of us off stream than on stream. But it was like the way white people can respond to everything with hell yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I was like, oh my God, immediately thought of you and me because you go, hell yeah.
Yeah, I do. I do that a lot off stream. Yeah, that's kind of
You're
how
like,
just
hell
I
yeah.
talk. Yeah, it's funny. Yes. Hell yeah.
They're like,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah, hell yeah. I'm like, oh my God, it's Steven. I almost tagged you in it, but I didn't. I think I was like on Delauded. I was like, what? I don't know. I remember it. It was funny. I laughed
Oh
out
my
loud,
god.
literally. Um, but yeah,
Well,
man, you're the Dave and Buster's legend,
thank
kicking
you.
ass and
Thank
taking
you.
names.
Appreciate that.
Vikings, Vikings, Skull, all that. And,
Got another signed Vikings helmet from Dave and Buster's last week.
you
Got lucky again.
Who was it?
Um, John Randall, who is one
Ooh,
of our best defensive players
yeah,
like ever. So really
yeah. That's a
cool.
good one.
But Jessi, you know this, but I'll say it again. You know I love you. You know I love you. I'm thinking about you. My family's thinking about you. Um,
Yes, I love your family. Give them love right back to me, right back to
Absolutely.
them, from me. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
Here comes my cat.
absolutely. And
Excuse me.
even if we're not able to do this together as often as we were before, like while you're, still fighting this, um, I will try and let me know in the chat, everyone, if you want this. I can start coming on here solo if Jesse's unable to, and then that way
Yeah.
we're still able to help keep raising money, and we can talk about wrestling. And next time me and Jesse are on here, I mean, best case scenario, Jesse just beats this thing, and the next time we're not even talking about it, and it's just
Hmm.
all wrestling stuff. But
Right?
managing expectations as well. I know it's a fight. I know it's something that I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's something that you seem to be in way, way better spirits and condition than the last time we talked,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I'm really, really, really happy about. And you are going to beat this because you are a fighter and you're a badass. And and you got to be there for your daughters. So
Yes.
I, I love you, and like I said, there may be some streams here in the next couple weeks where it's just me on here talking to you guys in the chat and just talking about some wrestling. But just know that more money of that will continue to go towards Jesse, and we're gonna keep trying to do what we can. So thank you to everyone. What are you pointing at, the
Thank
cat, or is it your
the
legs?
cat. Yeah, it's a cat.
I can't see the cat on
Just oh,
stream.
you can't see the
It's
cat.
just your legs. Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
sorry. Aw. And then it's my lunch that she ate.
And obviously, JJ, yes, the in a
Thank you.
perfect world, Jesse will be with me on all of these streams. Hopefully, that's how we're
Yes.
able to do
Thank you,
it.
Kenny, again. Thank you. And thank you to everybody. Seriously. Uh, like, I am just so overwhelmed. This is so wholesome. I'm leaving with a full heart. And I hope all of you are too, because every single word has meant a lot to me.
Yes.
And now I don't have to play Squid Games, so.
Now you know what?
I don't have to play Squid Games. That's what that little card
Oh
was.
yeah, yeah. I thought.
My dad pulled that shit out, and I was like, "Oh my God, where'd you get this?" Like, I got it on Amazon. I got 10 of them. I was like, "What?"
Did you see Mr. Beast did his own Squid Game on YouTube?
No, did he get backlash for it?
No, no. Well, a little
Oh,
bit. I mean, but by people that don't know what they're talking. It's kind of like what we're talking about when people like just say stuff to
dude.
say stuff. Like
Yeah.
he,
No,
he
listen, I gotta tell you something.
mm-hmm,
My daughter, you know the red light, green light game?
mm-hmm.
She can sing that song that the robot sings in perfect Korean. I'm like, how the hell did you know that? And I asked her about red light, green light. I was like, what happens? And I was like, what happens when it's green light? She's like, you go. I go, what happens when it's red light? You stop. And I said, what happens if you don't stop on red? She goes, you die. I was like, what are they teaching you in kindergarten? She's like, yeah, you shoot lasers. You go, pew, pew. I was like,
That is wild.
and then she started singing the song, covering her eyes. I was like, oh,
That's wild.
yeah. So there's some older siblings out there who've been telling their little brothers and sisters some stuff.
Yeah. Wow. So what Mr. Beast did is he literally recreated like every like set from that show and stuff,
That's
and
awesome.
brought in 456 people like to actually do it, and obviously he didn't kill people, obviously, but there was,
Yeah.
you know, they had like little devices and attached to them that would like pop whenever they like lost the game, and
Yeah.
I mean, but of course you have some of these morons out there that are on Twitter literally going, yeah, he spent, you know, millions of dollars on this, and like he could have just donated that or given it to people who need it. It's
Right.
like this dude donates millions a month.
The videos are gonna make money,
In the
and then he's
yes.
gonna send that straight. You know what I mean?
Well, nobody has this expectation of like actors and athletes and all this stuff. It's like for whatever reason YouTubers they feel like are so, I guess maybe so much like
Selfish.
them. Yeah, and they feel like they're
Yeah.
selfish, that they're like, and I remember seeing that and being like, you're gonna go after Mr. Beast? Like this dude has literal, some of his channels are literal philanthropy channels where like he doesn't make a cent, and all of the revenue goes to charity.
Yeah.
Like if this dude wants to throw a few $1 million into a video, that once again, like you said, is going to wind up making a lot of money that he's going to then redistribute into helping more people. Like, but but yeah, so I did I did see that. I haven't seen Squid Game, the actual
It's
show.
good. It's good.
I know
Watch
about
it.
it though. I read about
Yeah.
it. But the Mr. Beast one was pretty good, so I
That's
recommend
awesome.
that for
That's
y'all.
pretty cool.
If,
I'm gonna watch that.
yeah.
It's fun.
I think
But
Scarlett would enjoy it too. I think Mr. Beast is like right up her alley too. I mean, because
Yeah.
it's like he's kind of for everyone, but like I'm sure kids love his videos.
oh, I'm sure. I'm sure she knows who he is. Probably.
Yeah, maybe you might want to hold off on showing her like Max Mofo and like anything
Oh, I
reviews of those
know.
guys.
Yeah.
But-
Filthy Frank. Oh man.
Yeah, Filthy
Bad
Frank.
movie. Oh.
iDubbbz trying to box.
iDub.
I don't know if you saw that, but
Yes, he was trying to fight Rice Gum, and Rice Gum
Yeah.
backed out.
but he apparently apparently narrowed it down to some opponents, and he is gonna put on like a big boxing show
Oh,
in
Leafy.
2022.
It should be Leafy. That would be funny.
Hilarious. He could cover his weak chin.
Yeah.
Um,
He could knock a chin back into him. That's
Well-
out.
well, y'all, thank you for joining us today. I know Jessi
Thank you.
appreciates it a ton. I appreciate it. I came into this being like, man, I want to raise some money for Jessi, and I want to get, you know, I was hoping that we'd make just something that we could give to her, and I think we made a few $100, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really happy
Thank
about
you.
that. So
Thank you.
I'll just say this real quick so I don't forget. Of course, y'all can follow me on Twitter at @FightTalk_. You can follow Jessi at Jessi the Buckeye. Say something nice to Jessi. Jump on there and say something
Say something
nice
nice
to
to
her.
Steven.
Yeah, say something nice to me too if you
Yeah.
want. Blue Shade Wells, Rice Gum sucks. I agree. What the, oh, you got to move it a little bit. We're getting part of the cat, just the cat's backside. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh yeah, getting in the food again. We'll be we'll be live tonight on the Fightful YouTube channel. It'll be, I don't know who all's gonna be there, but it's like the holiday thing tonight. So if anyone sees this and wants to join us tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, I think it's 6 to 8. I think we'll be off there before NXT goes. But that's a way where if like you want to support me, for instance, or anyone over at Fightful.
Steven. Is that the right way? No, dang it. I was a 50-50.
I always do that also. I just did it again. But then we do a holiday stream once a year for Fightful, and that's tonight at 6 p.m. So
Oh, fun.
yep. So that's basically how I get a bonus each year is the super chats that come through for that.
Oh,
Gets set
give
out.
this man a bonus. Give this man a bonus.
But it isn't just me. It's like me and pretty much everyone at
Everyone.
Fightful. We all get a little bit of a Christmas bonus, and so if you guys want to help support me and help support my friends and colleagues over at Fightful tonight at 6 p.m. Would be much appreciated. I think it's more important that you're giving to Jessi right now in her time of need. But if you have some more to spare, that's the place to do it. And there was something else about that I don't want to forget.
I don't know.
Oh, what was it? There was one more thing. Oh yeah,
I don't know.
I never promote this, but like I'll bring it up. It's the holiday season. Every little bit helps. I do have a
Yes.
I do have a tip jar on my Twitter. Have never once
Yes.
ever tweeted about it. I've never once ever really brought it up. But if you do want to help support me and you know for the holiday season, once again, every little bit helps. I've got bills, I got stuff going on, and if you want to help, my tip jar is open on Twitter. And in and with that, if you want to send any messages to me, like I'll try to give you your most for your money. Like if you have any like wrestling questions or anything at all that you want me to answer or read out on the stream or something, like I'll do what I can to like try to give back for helping me out as well. So once again, super happy today. We raised money for Jessi and her family for the holidays,
Yay.
and you can
Thank
help us at
you.
Fightful later tonight if you'd like to. So that's everything I've
Yes.
got.
Spread the love. Love is so powerful. Spread it. Like, seriously, pay it forward, you guys. It means a lot.
Yes. So
Thank
that's
you guys. Mwah.
yeah. Hopefully we'll be back soon right here on this channel.
Yes. Subscribe so that you know.
Yes, it's totally free to subscribe. It's totally free to do the thumbs
Free.
up. It helps us out a lot when y'all do that
It's
stuff.
free to be nice.
It's free to be nice. The dislike button no longer shows anything, so I mean, I guess
I
if you want to
know.
put that, then like it won't hurt
Yeah,
us at
go
least.
ahead. I mean, it won't hurt us.
If you
Give
don't,
us more
if
engagement.
there's some reason you don't like what we're doing today on the stream, like,
You're a piece of shit.
like, um,
If
but
you're a non-functioning asshole like the one I have,
um, but but yeah, I'm gonna plan on doing this once a week again at the very least.
okay.
So whether or
Yeah,
not Jessie's
yeah.
able, obviously
See, I
best
said
case,
hell yeah.
hell yeah. So obviously if Jessie's here or if she's able to do it, it's gonna be me and Jessi. If she isn't, I'll do it solo or try to find someone else to come on here with. But I'm gonna continue to try to be here on the channel for you guys, all y'all who patiently waited for the last month or so for us to return, and obviously the reasons were very valid why it took so long. But you know, I've kept y'all in my thoughts too. Everyone who supports the channel, I want to get y'all
Yes,
content. I
I
want to
miss
talk about
y'all.
wrestling with you guys.
Yes.
And we'll do that
Get
next
back to
time.
normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
either later this week or sometime early next week.
Yeah.
We'll talk about some wrestling right here on the YouTube channel. So,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm out of here.
All
Anything
right.
left before we get out, Jessi? Anything else you want to say?
Thank you. I love you guys. Everything is amazing. Even though everything may not be amazing with me, my heart is full. So thank you.